continuing down the path of things we've owned.
Things we've owned, like kids. Oh, the Beamers.
No, let's talk a little bit about Beamers. You remember this one, huh?
I have custom ordered mine.
So what was this?
It was a 330. It was a 2001 330i.
It was 2001?
Yeah, it was 2001. 2002? Something like that. This is the first body style. This is what the
E90.
Is it? The E90?
Yeah, E90
maybe
because
it was
I had
5 or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it was a little later because mine was a 2008 and it was the second to last year. So I'm thinking yours was
05,
maybe
04?
that 04
Actually,
to
yeah, you're
05.
right. 'Cause I had the Subaru, and then after the Subaru, I got this
Okay, so this was a 330
330i.
twin turbo.
No, it wasn't. It was natural.
Oh, natural.
The 330i was a natural inline 6 back then.
Did you?
The 335 was the first
really?
turbo.
The 330i.
Did I lose you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, the 330i.
But was it
a natural. It was definitely mine was stick. It was Alpine white was what I always wanted. It had beige inside. There was like the classic BMW that I always wanted. I ordered it. Loved that car so much. It could handle. It could do everything. And that started my BMW craze. Then it's been like a run of BMWs ever since.
Yeah. Then you went to your path. Then went to this.
I had the E.
Or there was one before this.
No, it was E. I went back and got the E. Yeah, I got the E46 M3, which is the 2-door. It was also white, black inside. Amazing car.
E46. So that's the one that like everybody.
That's the one everybody wants.
Yeah. What year was that E46?
That was 2009.
Okay.
Unbelievable car. I loved it. I had it. It was lowered and it had some Brembo brakes and some nice 3-piece wheels. It was sick. I had that, and then I went from that to an E60 M5. Unbelievable V10 monster.
Oh yeah, you had an M5. I forgot about that.
Then I went back to E90 M 335. I did the 335 manual.
So you had the M5. What color was the M5?
The gray, the dark gray. I forget what it's called. Space gray, and it had red interior, like a dark maroon interior.
Man, I forgot. I mean, the M5? Then did you go to this?
M5. I went to 235i after that.
Okay. So that was the third BMW since the 330.
I had an E95. Well, no, I had an E95 in there somewhere too. Or E92, sorry. Stick shift, space gray, and then
the coupe.
And then the M5. That's what it was. Sorry, I'm getting all mixed up.
Okay.
This is
what is this one?
This is the 235iM white. Obviously, you see a theme here: white stick shift. And I bought this. This is a crazy story. I bought this for 27 grand. It had 2,500 miles on it. This is in 2015. The guy bought it. Euro delivered it. I think it was 36,000 when he bought it, and then he didn't like it. He bought a Porsche, and then he was like, "Hey, just pay off this loan, and you can have it." I bought it for 27, and then I sold it 2 months ago for 26.
Oh my gosh!
So this is 235M. I wanted the M1, but that thing sold out, so I ended up. This was the next best thing.
So then
sell that,
you sell this, and then comes
the new G80 M3. Yep,
that's yours, right?
That's
those
my
wheels.
car, yeah. It's
And what's this
called
color
Isle
called?
of Man Green. It's like a racing island,
Broccoli
like a
green?
race course, I think, Isle of Man. And no,
Asparagus.
I've never had a bright colored car like this outside of the yeah, obviously the Subaru was very bright, but I've been white always. Beamers have always
Yeah.
been like white or gray for me. And then this, I mean, yeah, this
This is
mine.
actually yours, right?
My only requirement at the time was I wanted
Really
stick,
color.
and I was like, whatever pops up stick, I'm not going to be picky, because they were selling for like 90 grand new because of all the markups and COVID craziness. And I was like, I'm not spending 90 grand on a car. And one popped up. It was green. I was like, I don't know about green. That's wild. And then it had an orange interior, which I loved.
That's why.
And then I saw it and I was like, you know what? I could deal with a little color. So I got it.
Dude, this is phenomenal. It's like you said, it's like the WRX. It's so
Yeah,
different.
it's loud.
And the funny thing is, anything I see on social media promoting this car,
Yeah, it is.
It's
This
always
is like
this
the
color.
brochure car. It's the exact
showstopper.
That's go to the last one. So that's what it looks like at like dusk. When it's dark, it almost looks like a forest navy, like green. It's like dark, and then under, and then the one before that. This is at the gas station, like middle of the night. All the bright lights. It looks like a bright, like fluorescent green. It's crazy. And then like here it is on like a normal, normal lighting sun. It's kind of, yeah, similar. It looks kind of like that. Yeah. It's like
3 colors.
It's really cool.
3 for
and
1.
Yeah,
if you will.
at night I feel like it's at its best. The last photo, I think it looks the best. It's kind of like a darker, metallic green. Yeah.
Because the wheels darken up too, right? It looks really aggressive. The grill.
No, I love it. It's thick.
Phenomenal.
It's fun.
So
But let's go for yours. Yeah, 6 speed,
8 speed. What is it?
twin turbo. It's like 470 horsepower. It's nuts, man.
So my BMW story starts with after I visited you, or you sent me a picture of yours or something. Same thing as a WX. I was like, all right, I need a BMW. I need that one. And it was the wheels that I'll never forget because they were concave, right? They dipped in.
Looks so good.
And I found a 2008 335i. So this was the twin
you got
turbo.
the next model. I had the crappy. I think
version.
there was only 1 year where I was 330, and I had it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they made the 335i, which exterior and interior wise is exact
Yours
same
was
car
way
as yours, except the engine was different. And then I started modifying it, and I don't have any pictures of that, but basically it went nuts with it and lowered it, put an exhaust, made it catless, and it was so quick.
I think it's fun,
I
right?
love driving that thing. It was loud.
And the thing is,
nuts.
by today's standards,
And-
this is a very family-looking car. Like this is a Camry. Like back
Correct.
then, it felt like we were driving exotic. I mean, that's how I felt.
Yeah. Rear wheel drive. The leather was super nice. That got me hooked on BMWs. I mean, kind of bought and sold. And
E30.
I ended
love
up with
that
an
car.
E30, the 1990 325 IS. This is the day I brought it home. It was exactly like this. And it had SSRs on it. It had everything was done on it. The only thing I changed was I put an M steering wheel on it just to tighten it up.
The
and put it back
the
in the
M3
kidney
of that
wheel.
year had the fender flares. And, oh my god, that's like a dream. That's like a dream car.
Yeah, that car was out. This was stick. It was so low and so basic that
wish you
it was
still
just
had
a
that car.
blast to drive. Like, I wish I did too. But the funny thing is, somebody came by where I worked and made me an offer that was $1,500 more than what I paid, and I sold it to him literally that day. He went to the bank, got the money, and 2 weeks later, the engine, something went wrong with the engine, and the engine
You
was
dodged a
done.
bullet. It's like my WRX,
Yeah.
like
I
just
dodged
being
a
in a
bullet,
parking
yeah.
lot and somebody's like, I gotta have that car.
Yeah. And then the only other one I've had since then was my E39.
Yeah, I love this car too. This is I call it the Gone in 60 Seconds spec.
Yeah.
Like remember that?
Oh man, this thing was. So I bought it stock, and I put M5
So
wheels on it,
sick.
authentic M5s,
Maybe my favorite wheels of
coilovers. I
all
put the
time.
M5.
BMW. Those.
100%, dude. I got this car specifically because I wanted those. I wanted the M5, but
Yeah.
I couldn't find a clean one. I found this one, and it was, it was very clean. It had like, at the time, I think 60 or 70,000 miles. I only had it for like 6-7 months because I did all this to it, and then I was like, it's not, it was an extra car,
Look
so
at
I didn't really
I think
need
it's
it. But
amazing.
sold it.
Yeah,
made
my
money on
my
it.
M5 looked like
It
I had
was
the
so
same
funny, right?
basic spec, right? With mine was not lowered, but it was that
Yeah.
color, those rims. It looked pretty much the same, just the M kit. I loved that car.
Yeah.
You know
Definitely
what
fun cars to
terrified me with
drive.
the M5 was the Vanos bearings issue. That's the only reason I sold it. Like when it ran out of
Yeah.
warranty, and I was reading all the people on the forum that had engine failures. And I just had, my daughter was like 6-7 months old. We took her home from the hospital in the M5. And I remember thinking, I do not want to have my daughter on the road and the bearings go out, so I sold it.
Yeah. It was that car was fun, dude. I love driving that car and owning
Of
it.
all
but,
of all your cars,
just
of all your Beamers,
when you-
which ones would you rather have kept as a keeper?
I think, if I had one and it wasn't my primary, like I wasn't going to keep it as a primary, it would have been the E30, the 1993 25 IS, because that is the perfect car as just a fun little toy car. It doesn't even take up that much space. Yeah, so I would say that would have been the one. But if I was keeping one as a primary, I don't even know, man. Living down in Texas where the weather isn't that bad, it probably would have been the E39, just because of how it looked and everything like that. But I don't know. I still probably would have kept the 325 IS.
For
about
me,
you?
it's easy. E46 M3. I wish I never sold it. I wish I would just put it away.
God, I forgot you had that, man. That if I owned that, I would have. I would have held
it
on
was
to
so
that forever.
nice too, man. I should have just kept it. But at the time, I was like 2 doors. My daughter was on the way. So I was like, all right, I need 4 doors. It's not reasonable for me to have a sports car.
Parental pressure.
And my wife at the time had a
Yeah.
Cayman, so she was like, I'm not getting rid of my car. We got to get rid of 4-door. So I was like, all right, I'll get it. I'll just get an M5. I'm like, best of both worlds, right? So I got the M5, and then.
But there's something about that E46.
It's the feeling of the steering connected to the stick shift, and like there's because after that everything went electronic steering, and it just didn't feel the same. Like I never got that feeling of the road back. I hear Porsche 911 where it has that feel, but I'm almost scared to drive one because I'm probably gonna want one, and I don't want to be I don't need another obsession.
You will after you drive a Porsche.
Yeah,
you will want one. It's the one car that I only know this because I worked at a Porsche dealer, but I didn't drive one for the longest time, even though I was in service. And then the day I drove one,
I get it.
I was like, all right, this is definitely a car I want to get one.
My really good friend here, Tong, he got one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this thing is sick. Like, yeah, I'm trying not.
His is
to,
beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not trying
You showed
to
me
get
a
into the
picture of it.
Porsche. I don't need another thing to collect.
Porsche.